Hello, I'm Tony Anczer with eXp Realty, a realtor in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. One question I get all the time around the winter time is that, hey, is it a good time to buy a house in the winter or should I wait till spring, summer? And as I record this, it's a few days before Christmas, so we're in the winter time. And what we're seeing, especially in the 2021 or even 2020, is that this is actually a fantastic time to buy, and we will go into 6 reasons why it's great to buy a home in the winter. So starting off, number one is that you can shop for a home without the frenzy. As you probably know, in 2021 and 2020, it's been pretty crazy trying to buy a home. Any house that's priced right and moved in ready, pretty much sell right away. And so with that, we've been getting bidding wars, and not only bidding wars, is that sellers basically can name their own price. I sold one in Cedar Lake over here that was 30,000 over appraised value. It was just because the sellers got tired, the buyers got tired of shopping around, so they just said, "Hey, name your price and we'll buy it." And so the sellers came up with the price, the listing or the buyers agreed, and to that point it was 30,000 above appraised value, and they did it just to get the deal done. And with that one we had many backup offers too. And so with that there was so much craziness going on just because of some limited supply, lots of buyers, supply and demand is driving up prices, and it was hard to buy if you weren't super well qualified or if you weren't prepared to pay above appraised or asking price. And so with that, another challenge that we were encountered with in 2021, 2020 is that sellers, not only could they pretty much name their price, but they were selecting the best offer and looking at the qualifications of the buyer. So what meaning by that is that, say there's 3 offers all at $400,000, the sellers would not only look at the offer, but they would look at how much down payment each buyer was bringing, or how much cash they had in the bank, and things like that. So if you were in the position of, say you had 5% down, you were conventionally a good credit, you could still be beaten out by other offers because sellers were also looking at how well qualified all the buyers were. So in the winter time, when there's less people shopping for homes, you have less of that to deal with. So especially so if you're not the most qualified, that it's even a better time because you don't have to compete with people that are either paying cash or 50% down or what have you. So in December through February, that is the slowest time of the real estate market. It slows down about 30% compared to the rest of the year. We're looking at number 2, you can save money on your purchase. Zillow reports that homes sell in December sell for like 1.5% less than they do in other times of the year. A lot of times when people are selling in the winter, when they have their homes listed in the winter, they understand that there's going to be less people buying, so supply and demand, they realize that they're probably not going to have as many offers, or they're not going to be able to command as high as a price, and they'll be willing to accept an offer that's maybe not as qualified of an offer as they would get in the spring, summertime. So again, this is kind of going back to point number 1, is that there's less competition, and just with supply and demand, less competition means that you're going to most likely pay less than when there's lots of people competing for the same property. Item 3, sellers who stay on the market over the holidays are usually eager to unload their home. So most people, when they sell their house, they're not going to put it on right before the holidays, Christmas, New Year. So if a home's been on the market right past the holidays, that usually means it's been sitting for a little while. And with that, a lot of sellers at that point want to have their transaction completed. They want to sell their house. And what's happening a lot this year and last year with just how crazy the market has been is that a lot of sellers won't even accept contingent on sale offers, meaning that, hey, I want to buy that house, but my offer is going to say, hey, I'll buy your house, but I need to sell mine first. A lot of sellers weren't even accepting or looking at those offers that are called contingent on sale. They were only taking offers that were non-contingent, meaning, hey, I'm ready to buy that house, I don't have to sell anything. And so a lot of buyers, what they were doing is that they would have to buy a house without the contingency, so meaning they would buy the new house and still have their second house, their departing house. And with that, a lot of these houses that are on the market currently are people that's like a second home to them right now, and they don't want to pay the mortgage on it anymore, the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, bouncing back and forth to check on 2 properties. So that's a lot of the houses that are for sale now in the recent years, the last couple of years, is these departing houses that people want to sell and be done with so that they don't have a second home to pay for. Item 4, you're seeing the home in the worst possible condition. So when you look at homes in the spring and summer, so you're seeing the flowers bright and blooming, you're seeing the birds chirping, the sky's blue, and enjoying the nice weather. And that can make your eye kind of wander away from maybe seeing the cracks in the foundation or the tuck pointing that's needed, or things of that sort. And when you're in the house, you can't feel if the window's letting cold air in. And so when you're looking at a house in the wintertime, you're really seeing it in the worst condition. So with that, you know what you're getting into better. You can check if the HVAC is working, making sure that it's keeping up with the cold. Anything like that. You're seeing how the paint condition is in the wintertime. So you really get to see a better assessment of what the house is. And again, when it's nice and sunny, you kind of get more, it's easy for your eye just to focus on the nice things about the house. And when you see it in the wintertime, you really get a more holistic view of what the condition of the home really is. So item number 5, you enjoy faster closings in the wintertime. When you buy a house, there's lots of different parties that get involved. There's the selling agent, the buying agent, the lender, the title company, attorneys, inspectors. Sometimes the city or town has a inspection process that you have to go through. And sometimes there's even more parties than that. And so like last year, we were challenged with inspectors being backed up and the underwriting departments of mortgage companies. So, usually when we write a contract, we'll write in that we have 5 days to have the inspection completed. And inspectors a lot of times couldn't get in the house within 5 days because they were so booked up. So we had to extend that out, which then that is a domino effect of everything else. And then you also encountered the underwriting department of mortgage companies being overwhelmed with loan files to close out. So with those 2 things, with less activity in the winter time, you can close at a faster rate. And like right now we're seeing under 30 days if you're well pre-approved already. So, and then in the heat of summer we're looking more towards 45. And also in the wintertime, with the various parties having less workload, you get through issues faster. Because even in the summertime, say it's 45 days for a closing, if an issue comes up, you have to work through that process. That's kind of like a new workflow, every issue that comes up, and then that could extend it even more. And now when issues come up, most vendors have time to deal with the stuff right away, so that just streamlines the process. Item 6 is that you can move in quicker too. Another party that's involved in a transaction is movers or contractors that you're going to have some work done to the house. Say you want to paint the house as soon as you move in, or have some various repairs or upgrades made. And in the winter time, the contractors and movers, they have less work usually too. And so you can schedule them to get in right away and get your house, fully how you want it to be right away, as opposed to moving in and then waiting a month or so for your contractor to have time to come in and do the work. Or another thing that's on the contractor side is that in this last couple of years, is that it's been hard to even get contractors to respond to you for smaller tasks like painting or small remodels. A lot of vendors just wouldn't, contractors might come out and give a quote, but then if the job was small, they'd keep delaying coming out, or sometimes just wouldn't at all. So in the wintertime, more contractors are interested in your project, which gets you better rehab or improvement prices, and it gets it done faster. So that's 6 reasons why it's great to buy a home in the winter. My contact info is here, on Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn. You can reach me at Tony Anczer. It's my first and last name. Cell text is 708-646-7545. I'd love to help you in your real estate journey. I serve Indiana and Illinois. All right, thanks for your time. Have a great day.